Alright, our next animal, very cool looking, very mohawky looking. He's going to give us a lot more info on him. The Martial Eagle. Let's welcome Connor G.
Yeah, Connor! Woo! Yeah. So as you can see, I did the Martial Eagle, and that's the Martial Eagle. So its distribution and habitat. Its distribution is in Africa, the southern half of Africa mostly, and it likes flat land, and they prefer flat land, and they also prefer semi-desert and sub-Sahara. I'll write that down. So here's a picture of one of their habitats. Other habitats are open woodland and wooded savanna. They stay close from 1,000 miles to 3,000 miles of sea level. So here's the classification. Scientific name is Polymaetus bellicosus. I think that's how you say it. And its family is Accipitrae, which means they have curved bills and eat small mammals and insects. Their order is Falconiformes. They're a group of 304 species with curved bills and short talons. Their class is aves. There's around 10,000 aves, and they're the only animals with feathers. And its phylum is Is it Chordate or Chordata?
Chordate.
Chordate, okay. They have 4 features, which is the pharyngeal slits, a dorsal nerve cord, a nodal cord, and a post-anal hole. And the kingdom is Animalia, which means multicellular. Its conservation status. They're on the verge of being endangered. There's only 30,000 Martial Eagles, and the population has dropped 20% in the last 300 generations, and it's declining. The main reason for the loss is because of farmers. The farmers blame the Martial Eagles for the loss of their livestock, but the reason is because the presence of the Martial Eagle shows a nutritious environment. They rarely even hunt the livestock, but the farmers kill them by shooting them and poisoning them. They also can drown in steep farming reservoirs, and they also die by collision with telephone wires and pylons. Physical characteristics. So the pelage is feathers. Pelage is the coat of an animal such as fur, skin, hair, and feathers. It is the biggest African eagle, and its length is 76 to 83 centimeters. Its wingspan is 190 to 260 centimeters. Its weight is 7 to 14 pounds, and it has a black head and yellow eyes, as you can see. A dark black beak, dark brown back, white chest with black spots on them, dark brown wings, has white legs and feet, and has large black talons. The younger Martial Eagle is wider than the adults, and the female is bigger than the male, and they also have a dark brown tail. Young, and as I said, the young are wider than the adults, and that's a picture of one. And then here's the only pictures I could find of both the male and female, so can't really tell which is which. Reproductive characteristics. They do not have a mating dance, but when they don't have a mating dance, but when they do mate, they make a loud cry in the nest, and there are monogamous, which means they mate for life with one mate. And the females only lay 1 egg a year, but they can rarely lay 2 eggs. And the incubation is 45 days. The hatchlings are active in 25 days, and the young martial eagle leaves its nest in 6 months into the wild. The father brings food to the mother for her to give to the young eagle, and the mother watches over the young. The nests can be in a tree or a tall man-made structure, and the nests are up to 20 to 80 feet high. The materials for the nest are large wood sticks and leaves that line the sticks. And then trees, and they can be on telephone poles too. The diameter of the nest is 4 to 6 feet, and it's 4 feet thick. Eagles create more than one nest and are used every year. The longevity is 30 years in protective care and only 16 years in the wild for both male and female. Mortality is mostly from direct or indirect persecution. The direct persecution is from farmers killing them, and the indirect is from drowning in steep reservoirs and collision with telephone poles and wires. But in South Africa, there are only a few facilities to protect the martial eagle from becoming endangered. Their diet is small mammals, such as monkeys, impala, goats, lambs, mongoose, the European stork, which is a bird, other birds, snakes, lizards, and warthogs. So they can hunt things about twice their size. They're predators. They don't really have any predators except maybe a leopard might steal an egg from the nest, but it's very rare. The farmers are their main threat. They have lost most of their population because of farmers shooting or poisoning them. Tall man-made objects such as telephone poles have been an issue also. Another threat is because the loss of their habitat is the loss of their habitat from destruction. And people propose to make farming awareness programs for the farmers' loss of stock and anti-electrocution devices on telephone pylons so they don't get electrocuted. And martial eagles try to stay away from humans because of the human persecution. There's also a small quantity of people that have a martial eagle without them. The strongest, interesting facts is it's the strongest active eagle. They can knock a man off their feet, and their talons are strong enough to break a man's arm bone. The height of the martial eagle flying in the sky is barely able to be seen by binoculars. And one more interesting fact is that they clean their feathers daily. And that's my project. Thank you.
So you said like sub-Sahara, then why don't they live more northern, like in the sub-Sahara area?
Well, they mostly live on the southern half, so maybe like up to the border of the southern half of Africa is where they can go and live. Taylor?
Why'd you choose this bird?
I chose it because it looked interesting and it was an eagle, and eagles are pretty cool. Taylor?
So that could be anything?
You said it was the only animal with feathers, I think. No, you said
No, the
you said apes.
Describing
Oh,
apes are the
bats.
only animals
Okay.
with feathers.
I just like
Miss Myers?
What other birds is it most closely related to?
There's this one bird. Can't remember what it was.
Oh, I know that.
It's very good. And it's really like eagles and yeah.
Okay, and then also got that you said it was endangered. Did that come from IUCN?
Yeah, they're close to being endangered.
On IUCN's list?
Yeah.
Okay. And then how old is the bird when it becomes reproductive?
Isn't it after its incubation that it comes out of its?
I don't know. So that's something you could tell. Okay. And then does it migrate, hibernate, or undergo torpor at all?
No,
Did you have a slide on that at all?
no, I didn't.
Okay.
And it doesn't have a mating season. Mating Weston.
So what is the incubation done by?
It's like how long is it?
No, like is it by the male?
It's by the female.